Glory, glory, hallelujah. Oh, glory. I was trying to that Rappaport video was playing, and he's starting to cuss. He cuss up a storm. Yeah, he's cussing up a storm, and I'm trying to get rid of him. He won't go nowhere. Just a foul mouthed man. Hey y'all, I'm trying to and talk about this peaceful, so-called peaceful transfer of power, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj show. Little horse. I'm he. It is the evening edition. Me, baby. How y'all is? Come on in. The voice ain't doing that great. I was singing all weekend, y'all. For those of you who was with me in the morning, man, I'm just hoarse. Keys, good to see you. Good to see you. Oliver and Aiken is here, and Pitts is here. James is here, and Joyce is here, and Collins is here, and Margaret Johnson is here. Hey, let's talk about this peaceful power transfer and the power of the president that he wields in that hand, where he hold the pen and he write things called orders. Now today, I usually would do the Relationship Monday. Today's Monday. It's Monday, yeah. Relationship Monday, you know, I usually wear the wild shirts for the Relationship Mondays so that y'all can come together in peace and love and soul and kiss each other and make up. All right. Good to see you, Keisha Knox. So good to see you here. All right. Carter's here. All right. Rose is here. Kim Alt is here. All the way down there from over there, way west from here. And Garrico's here. All right. So let's talk about this now. This is part 2 of yesterday. Patrice. This is part 2 of yesterday. Okay. Now I went off yesterday on some of y'all because y'all are fascinated by prophets. You sent for them. You are intrigued by their ability to say, God spoke to me and said these words. You are obsessed with them. You paranoid and tranquilized by their mere appearance when they walk in the room. Even the ones who you think they're prophesying, but they're trying to cover themselves. I saw a dream. Now I prophesied that Donald Trump would win, but then last night I had a dream that Biden won. Now I prophesied that Trump won, but that's how I had a dream. And so what does this mean? Well, this means that I'm covering myself. So just in case whatever happens, y'all could keep coming back to me and I could continue to hold these conferences. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. In the state that is, yep. That's the very state, Kim Alt, where the Sturgis rally was when all them white evangelicals says coronavirus, fake news. And then they became number 1. And then North Dakota right above them for the worst in the country. God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. No, I'm not going to do 2 hours. But I ain't ate yet. No, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, all right? Not going to do it. I'm not going to talk about high yellow either. Nope. Not going to do it. Nope. I ain't playing with y'all tonight. All right, but I will say this, though. God exposed false prophets in a mighty way. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He exposed prophets in a mighty way. God God has been patient for generations with these prophets, American prophets especially. He waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, and then he says, "You know what? I'm going to give the people what they want." And he allowed Donald Trump to be put in his office so that this coronavirus can come, and it's also so that he can give him one term, and allow him to do all this crazy stuff, and so that God can expose these fake prophets. And God did it in a brilliant way. It was brilliant. Encore. Man, it was awesome. God told him that Trump was going to win, but he felt in the spirit that Biden was going to win. Yeah, he covered himself. He covered himself. He exposed them in a mighty way. Mighty way. All right. Now, let me say something. I got a few points here. To you prophets, and to you people who are following your prophets, and to you white evangelicals, I'm seeing your church, your YouTube and Facebook church shows, okay? And it's hilarious. All right? It is hilarious. The flips and the flops. I mean, I've never seen so many people wear flip-flops at church. Okay? So let me say this to you, because some of y'all are still saying it ain't over till the fat lady sings. All right? Now that's insulting to fat ladies, but hey, Sirwalterj Jones, I say what I say. All right, so let me say this to you, who are prophets, who are still standing on your prophetic word, because Biden has not been sworn in yet. If God said that Trump would win, and you stood by it, and you prophesied it, and you stood by it, quick question: why are you suing the Democratic Party? Huh? Why are you allowing your guy and his administration to go through with suing? Aren't y'all supposed to be advisors to the president? Paula White and David Jeremiah and John Hagee and who else? There's a few of them. Okay, aren't y'all advisors to the president, spiritual advisors? All right. So if you, since you've been pouring in his ear that he will win another 4 more years, okay, why would you allow him to then keep trying to write up little lawsuits when it's in the bag for you, right? So, Kenneth Copeland, thank you. So, if it's in the bag, why do anything? Why go against the system? Huh? Why would you be attempting to tamper with the electors who will vote in December the 14th? That's what y'all trying to do. That's their next thing to do. They want to try to get the electors to flip their votes. Why even go through that process if God says he's going to be the president? Won't God make it happen? Huh? So then, if the lawsuits go through, they do a recount, or they mess with the electors and they realize, well, I guess we got to let Trump back in there. All right. Then he could not continue to be the president by those who voted. It's more like what you're doing is you're trying to do what Abraham and Sarah did with that firstborn. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You trying to, if God made a promise to Abraham and Sarah, and it didn't happen quick enough. First of all, Sarah laughed. So what they did was they decided to help God. And that's why we got the mess over there now. That's Esau and Jacob fighting over there. You understand? So y'all want to help God out. Number 4. If the ballots are bad, all right? Hear me real close. if the ballots are bad and there was some fraud going on with the ballots, which caused Biden to win, then wouldn't the Republican senators also lose? Huh? Y'all have seen the ballots, right? Those of you who voted. Is not there an A ballot and a B ballot? Right? At the top is the presidents on the right-hand side, right? And your representatives and your senators is up under that, right? Right? And then your judges and stuff is up under that, right? Right? Same ballots, same papers, right? So if those ballots are frauds, how in God's name could all of those senators reclaim their seats? Huh? Can y'all help me with this logic? I'm confused. That's right, Preemptive in some states. Prosecution. Yeah. And they'll find somebody else to do your vote for you. It makes no sense. If you're going to issue a lawsuit, bring somebody with some intelligence. This makes no sense. So, for you prophets, no matter what happens in this election, all of the prophets missed it. All of them missed it. You missed it because if you steal the election, then he didn't win. And then if you get in there, and y'all was prophesying there was a red wave that had come. There was no red wave. So no matter what happens by January 20th, all prophets are fake who said that Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States, because most of y'all said through an election. Now you want to steal the election. It was fair and balanced. If it had been the other way around, where Biden was the incumbent and Trump came in and won it, you would be going crazy if Biden decided to fight about a recount. There's no way that you allow. There's no way. Haven't seen so much acrobatic. Yeah, it's jumping through hoops. It's crazy. The law firms are in disagreement over representing Trump. I know they are, Brown Park. It's crazy. And watch this. The members of Congress they're refusing to accept the process of the Constitution. You guys elected men and women to sit in Congress. And right now, all those senators, 2 per state, and a few representatives per state, all right? But let's mostly talk about the senators. The majority of the Republican senators can't accept the constitutional process. There's about 4 Republican senators who congratulated Biden. That's it. Out of 2 times 50. How was that possible? Fear. This was a free and fair election. So what's happening? The world is looking at this and they're saying, wait a minute. North Korea was like, I thought we were an autocrat. Russia, like, I thought we were an autocrat. I thought we were an autocracy. What America's doing this? So what's going on? Donald Trump got his lawyers, and he has some of the greatest. He has access to all of the great lawyers of America. Who's taking this job? Who in their right mind? They need to lose their license. They need to be stripped from the bar, okay? Who's taking these jobs? Huh? But what's happening is these lawyers are acting as grief counselors for a patient patient number one. Who's patient number one? That's what they're doing. And their lawsuits are being thrown out. But they're grief counselors. So will there be a peaceful transfer of power? Well, I told y'all yesterday that y'all about to go through vertigo. If you never had vertigo, welcome to our world. Now, the last incumbent to lose an election was George H.W. Bush. All right. With Joe Biden on the cusp of he won, Donald Trump would not be the first incumbent to lose. Trump would be the first sitting president to fail to win election in nearly 3 decades. The last time we saw this was with 1992 with Clinton and Bush. In addition to Bush, 3 other incumbent presidents have lost re-election in the last 100 years. Jimmy Carter, 39th president of the United States. He served from 77 to 1981, and he was defeated by Ronald Reagan. All right. Many of y'all forget that he was a governor of California. So many people forget that. They just say, well, he was an actor and then he became a president. No, he was an actor, then he became a governor. And he was a governor for a few terms, and then he ran for office of the United States. All right, so he did have some political clout there. Donald Trump is the only man out of 46 presidents who never served in public or in the military. The country's 38th president, who was a Republican, Gerald Ford, he lost in 1976. Now, he wasn't really elected. Of course, we know he took office because there was a crook. There was a crook who had to leave. Herbert Hoover was one of the worst presidents, okay? Nation's 31st president, served from 29 to 33, and he was defeated by the great Democratic President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt went on to serve 3 full terms. He had to die in office, messing around with that girl. See, messing around with that girl, boy, you die. You die in office messing around with these women. So the United States 27th President William Taft served, and he lost his reelection to Woodrow Wilson. It goes on and on. All right. So now you got that little history. All right. So the reason why I brought that up is because of the peaceful transfer of power is more difficult for an incumbent president than someone who served 2 terms and they just became a lame duck. Do you understand what I'm saying? For instance, Clinton was served 2 terms, and so getting out of the White House was not a problem with him. He had to go. So he peacefully transferred it over. Well, yeah, the 2 guys that was trying to get in there, it wasn't so peaceful. Hence, Gore versus Bush. The Supreme Court had to get involved in that. But nevertheless, once Bush was the last man standing, then that transfer was quite peaceful. And then Bush served 2 terms, and he peacefully transferred the gavel over to the first black president, Barack Obama. It was great. They were high-fiving and hugging and having a great time. And then Barack Obama served 2 terms, and it was his time to go, so he peacefully gave the gavel over to Donald Trump. And you remember those scenes where they were driving up to the White House, and Melania and Trump got out of the car, and Trump forgot about his wife and went over to shake Barack Obama's hand, what have you, and Michelle had to help her out. All right. We knew right then that there was going to be a division. There was a division between the First Lady and the President of the United States. That was peaceful. Barack Obama left him a nice piece of chocolate on the table like every other president do. They leave a note in the drawer and they leave the launch codes and all. It was peaceful because all these presidents I just mentioned were lame duck presidents who served their terms. They were not incumbents. This one right here is different because we haven't seen nothing like this since 1992. It's very uncomfortable for a president to lose the election and then have to be nice to the new guy that's coming in, especially when you got someone who has mental illness. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He has a bad case of mental illness. All right, Lisa Aiken asked, what does it mean to be incumbent? All right, class, can we help Lisa out? Because notice what I was saying. Notice I'm saying incumbent, and I'm saying lame duck. I'm saying 2 terms. Okay, all right. Let's help Lisa out. Break the word down, y'all. What does incumbent mean? Donald Trump is running a scam on his followers because on the bottom fine print of the email he's sending out for donations to investigate. Yep. Funds. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got a plan, y'all. They have a plan. Valerie Harris says sitting president. Trump is sore loser. Yeah, he is. He really is. And left him a pandemic. That's pretty good. Incumbent is the person already in office. There it is. Lisa says she Googled it. Yes, currently holding it down. That's it. Zoe, good to see it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, necessary for someone as a duty or responsibility. Launching deep, you went deep there. Incumbent is whoever is currently holding the position. There you go. All right, and he has an opportunity to do it again. You understand? He has an opportunity. An official or currently holding. There it is. All right, Lisa. You Google real nice. Okay, now the nation is moving more left than ever. The nation has been moving left for years, slowly. That's how Barack Obama got in the second time. You understand? It's not so much his first time that showed you that they were really running left, right? It was his second time in 2012 where I noticed that they are more left than we thought, because whites, I'm talking about conservative whites, voted for Barack Obama. Big time. Not just the first time, but that second time. They really did. And then many of them flipped their votes and voted for Trump only because of something Trump said and what he promised. They didn't like Trump, but they voted for him because they were trying to save the house from burning. You understand? So now 74 million votes went to a Democratic president, a man that is, candidate. 74 million to 70 million on the Republican side. That's telling you that we're shifting. And everybody didn't vote, as you know. All right? But more people voted this year than in American history. They broke a record. The nation is moving to the left. Now on your screen, maybe it's going to the right, but I'm going to my left. All right? The nation is moving to its left. And when Biden gets sworn in, if he serves 2 terms, we will be more left. Now, I've talked about this on my shows, maybe last year, 2 years, 3 years. I bring this up a lot. Some of you haven't been paying attention to how I keep saying, in order for this nation to move into an end time and go and suffer through the tribulation, is that the nation must be hard left. I've said this several times, that God is allowing the nations to turn itself left and be liberal and be immoral. I'm not saying all people who are liberal are immoral, but there's a melting pot of liberal immorality and left in there. And the more it turns left, the more you allow some of the really ungodly, unbiblical things to come in. Not saying that the Republican Party wasn't doing that. That's why the man is gone. One reason why he's gone, because of the different types of immorality, different things that he was doing and saying and destroying and unmantling, disassembling, and all these things, all the other words I can find. All right. But the nation will be so far left, and the United States is not in Bible prophecy. You can't find it. You want to, but you can't find it. There's the reason why. There's a couple of reasons why. And you can only come up with a educated guess. What's that called? A hypothesis? All right. I ain't been to school a long time, but I will say something will happen to America. And it started a long time ago, but both parties is going to cause us to implode. Understand? And one of the most powerful things that will destroy us is the economy, the finances. COVID really showed us how weak we were. COVID showed the world how ill prepared our corporations were. They can't survive. Some corporations couldn't survive 30 days, even though they were breaking records on revenue, and second quarter, third quarter, breaking records. All right. And the United States bailed them out, bailed out the car industry, they bailed out a few people, they bailed out the banks. All right. And then now they were suffering after just a couple months of the country being shut down. You know why? Because they were doing left things. As the nation was bailing them out, what they were doing, they were taking that money, instead of, it was supposed to have been a trickle down effect, like Ronald Reagan, but that really doesn't, the domino effect don't really work. All right. It's supposed to work. It's a great concept, but it doesn't work. Then Barack Obama tried to do it too. That's one reason why he bailed out many of the industries during 2008. And that the Great Recession that we were all in, and they were taking this money, bailout money, instead of putting it back into the business to help shear up the investments of the workers, all right, and then pour back into the business and the corporation itself. They were doing stock buybacks, and so the ones who were doing stock buybacks were the ones who were suffering this year during COVID. These airlines who are asking the company, help us, there they are. And the tech stocks blew up. Now, it's obvious why I did it, because y'all are at home, so you needed the tech. But it could have had a really negative impact on them too if it was a different type of pandemic. Do you think they will push it through electoral vote override? They will attempt to do it, but it has a strong hold on it. It's too secure. It's like a what do you call that? A safe deposit lockbox at the bank. I got a key, and the bank he got a key. I just can't go in there and open the safe and put my key in there and it opens. You got to have the other guy. He put his key in. I put my key in. That's how the electoral is. All right. So they can go in there and try and break in the bank, the electoral bank. No, you need the other guy with the key. It's a great safety zone. All right. And in a couple hundred years of American history, those faithless electors, we only had a couple. It only happened really one real time. Last in 2016, it happened in a different kind of way. But it's not easy for it to happen, because when you went to vote for your president, for a candidate, you were voting for an elector of your state. Here's why it's so sound and so and almost completely secure, is that when you went and voted for the president, you voted for the elector of your state, and the elector was who assigned. The electors were assigned to that party. So those Biden and the Democratic Party had their own electors. They are faithful to that party. They've been voting Democrat probably for all their lives. You understand what I'm saying? So they ain't flipping because they wanted that man in there. The party itself selected that elector. You know what I'm saying? So it would be difficult for somebody to come into the Jones family and infiltrate it. The Johnsons can't come up in here and infiltrate. This is my baby. I gave birth to this. This is Walter Jr. and Rebecca Olivia. And you think the Mitchells and the Pitts and the Spains gonna come up in here? Oh, that ain't happening. And that's how secure the electors are. So they can attempt to do it. That's why they have all these lawyers doing all this stuff, they have a mental patient that they're trying to take care of. Mm-hmm. So why would so many people believe they will turn this around? Because they know nothing about civics. They don't know nothing about how the government run. They don't know nothing about political science. They don't know how it works. And those people, and many of those people are in his cabinet who think that they can do this, and they are dumb as rocks. Yeah, come on, Pitts. The Repubs don't select electors like the Dems. There it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That dog. Sherry. Boy, when Sherry come over here, watch out. We desperately need to dispel the fake news of the founding fathers created a Christian nation. There was no. You're right, Spain. You are absolutely right. The founders, as a matter of fact, tried to make sure this was not a Christian nation. The founders of the Constitution, the framers of this nation, actually, they're deists. They're not Christians. There's nothing about Jesus in the document. He ain't in nowhere in there. It's safe to say God, but that's not a Holy Ghost document. They did not want a Christian nation, and they did all they could to make sure that happened, and they got what they wanted. All right. Why? They had come from Great Britain. They come from the oppressor of the king who caused. That's why we get the First Amendment. All right. And we get the freedom of religion, and Congress shall make no law. And they did not want an organization, a denomination, to head up the state. Okay, which was actually brewing during the 13 colonies. We did have an uptick of certain denominations, especially the Catholics and the I did that show already. My brain is hurting. Okay, we had an uptick in certain denominations. All right, this was before Azusa Street and the whole Pentecostal movement. Okay. And not the great migrations, but the great revivals, okay, that was going on, all right, and that's a whole nother history lesson there, and it was happening, and this is why we don't have prayer in schools today, all right. This is why the whole monkey trial happened, all right. That's another story. We did that show already. Yeah, I do. I talk with my hands, and people think I'm a black Jew. I might be. I might be a Benjamite. I don't know. My black Hebrew Israelites tell me you're a Benjamite. How you know? Republicans were tired of him too. Yeah, they were. Built-in safety mechanisms and checks and balances hopefully ward off. Yes, the only reason why people are nervous is because they are listening to the musings. I like how you say that. I like that. That's good, Amber. That's got that. You kind of smart. Mannerisms. Yeah. Hey, listen. I would like to tell you it's gonna be bigly. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Trump. every comic gonna miss Trump. I don't know what they're gonna do. It ain't that easy to do Biden. You gotta pull your pants way up to do Biden. Your pants gotta be way up here, and then you gotta come here. Get off my grass, young man. All right, it's a bunch of malarkey. He was he was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. Ooh, launching in the deep. When you launch, you go deep. Prayer wasn't taken out of school, just the ability of the school to initiate the prayer. Brentic, you make a good lawyer by what you said there, but you and I could bump heads in the court of law. we can bump heads. Prayer was not a law, so technically Brentic is correct. Prayer was not a law. Prayer was a privilege, like driving. Driving is not a right. I found out after I got pulled over years ago that driving is a privilege. You understand? You don't have a right to drive. It's just a privilege. So praying in school was the privilege of the school districts around the country. Understand? And then Madam O'Hare came in there and cleaned all that up. I'm glad it's not a law, and I'm glad that it is not. It's not enforced. I'm glad it's not. I'm glad it's not even a privilege, that prayer in school. I'm glad. Somebody ask me why, please. I'm so glad. I'm not gonna miss Pitts. Hey, how you doing, Wig? You doing all right? I'm not sure what that picture is, but I'm not gonna ask. Prayer was a practice and privilege. Yes. And after being haunted by the oh my God, that Copeland video. Did y'all see that? He has scared people into believing mysticism. Yeah, come on. And now that's that holy laughter thing that they still doing today. It's a shame. All right. I live in the South. We still pray, but students don't have to participate. Yes. Teach prayer at home. That's it. Okay, y'all asking me why? Okay, here's why. Because I did not want my child to have to put up with a Muslim prayer, an Eastern prayer, a Wiccan prayer. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So I would rather not have a Christian prayer in there, so that I wouldn't have to have all these other prayers in there, and it confused my children. So keep prayer out of schools and teach them, like you said earlier, to pray at home. And then when they go to school, they can pray in their hearts. You understand? So people who voted for Trump thought that he was going to implement prayer in schools. For what? We didn't need that. Now, with Trump, the people can say Merry Christmas. Really? We were not saying Merry Christmas before Trump? And did I need a president so that I can say Merry Christmas? Huh? You know what that is? That's those people who are caught up in that stuff. They're caught up in that rituals, and they have the spirit of Pharisees, and this is why Jesus rebuked the Pharisees, and he says, it's because of your traditions and your religious practices. You have a zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. Your religion and your traditions is what's gonna kill you. Merry Christmas. You're supposed to say Happy New Year. Oh, okay. Season's greetings. You can't say Merry Christmas. That's too close to Jesus. That's what their defense was. I have Jesus in my heart. Yeah. If you lead with the Christianity in schools, you open the door. Come on. That's it. Teach them at home, Pitts. Yeah. Why? Because you can't force religion. It is a choice. Yep. Launching you going there. Actually, I'm also glad for this separated church state. Even those who are Christians don't always have sound doctrine. Yes. I agree, Brentic, you on it, man. Now, Brentic is he works in the school system, all right? He's my favorite Baptist outside of Pitts and Beatrice. Y'all see what I did? I had to fix that right my breath, while my breath was still flowing. The Spirit of God said, fix it as it's in the air. It's in the air. You can't take it back, so fix it while it's flowing. And I fixed it right then. Brilliant. Now the Holy Spirit is rebuking me for explaining why I had to fix it. Real Christians pray with their children at home. We take our examples from Jesus. We go in the prayer out closet. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yes, I never stop. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Where you at? Pots clean and outside. Yeah. I actually do not remember praying in school, but we did the Pledge of Allegiance. Yes. Yeah, buddy. By the time we got knowledgeable of what was going on, they had snatched prayer out of schools by that time. Yeah. Brittany said you Brian Carr in that thing. Lord have mercy, that Brittany. Ooh, that man got problems. 99 of them. All right, so the nation is moving left. Now the Republicans lost the popular vote 7 of 8 of elections out of 80 elections, 9 of the 8, I think it is. The Republicans lost the popular vote. Lost it, which tells me again that the nation is moving to the left quickly, because every time a Democratic candidate runs, he gets the popular vote. That's scary for some. That's scary. Now, right now, Dr. Ben Carson has COVID. He's a doctor. And Ben Carson, being the doctor, is probably not the smartest doctor out there, because he doesn't wear masks that much as a doctor. It's probably one reason why he contracted this COVID thing. He went to that super spreader event for Judge Amy. Remember, at the White House? No masks. Mark Meadows, also. No mask. He's got COVID. And 5 other aides, COVID. One of the evangelical preachers, black preachers, died today. We don't know if it's COVID. With some saying it may be cancer. But you got a pre-existing condition, and you're at the super spreader, not matched up. Thank you, Rochelle Corbin. That's who I was just saying today. Bishop Harry Jackson. Okay. So what is that saying? Donald Trump has caused many people to stumble. And I know I saw some of your comments yesterday about, one man can't. You can't allow someone else to cause you to blah blah blah. Well, you can. The Bible actually says it. The Bible says it, that when you cause someone else to stumble, the Lord will punish you for that. You are sinning, which means you're able to cause someone else to stumble. That's what the Apostle Paul said in Romans chapter, it's in there, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Carson got sick after an election day party at the White House. Actually, consider the irony. The president is not winning, to say the least. Yeah. Well, no, they said that he was at the, the election day. Right. The election day, not the super spreader. Sorry. You're right. Because that would be too far away for him to still have COVID. So thank you for the correction. Yet and still, he decided anyway. The problem is white evangelicals are trying to change the laws of the nation instead of changing the hearts of the people. I'm you in my notes, Brent. You in my notes. We as Christians are in deep trouble under this new administration. You are going to wish there was a Republican office. It was never about Trump, so many in the church are being deceived. Well, Jeremiah J., let me say this to you. I respect your comment. Not sure if you saw my show yesterday. I'm not sure if you've seen my shows over the past 10 years. I talk more negative about the Democratic Party than I do any party. And I keep telling y'all, the more you give in to this, you're going to realize how much your house will turn immoral. Many who are part of the Democratic Party and many of the Democratic cities have not only gave birth to the poor, it keeps the poor poor. When a man commits a crime and you put him in prison, the prison does not rehabilitate him. It just keeps a principality, a disease, a murderous spirit, a theft spirit, whatever it is that he's in there for. It just keeps it like a herpes virus. The herpes virus is in prison and then it gets lets out. All right. It's called recidivism when it goes back. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the Democratic Party does. The Republican Party, in whom you say we would wish we had one. We had one for 4 years and see what it got us. You understand? I have no dog in this fight. Donald Trump said that the COVID is a hoax. And then on the phone with a highly respected newsman, he says, this thing is bad. Even the kids got it. And he says, all right, got to go click. And then, hey, y'all, don't worry. It'll clean up. It'll be gone before you know it. Don't worry about it. Let's get this economy going. Ta-da! And 200,000 people died under a Republican administration. Help me out, Jeremiah. Please help me. Please, please, please. I got no dog in the fight. My dog died. He didn't win. My dog died. Yeah, come on. It's just laying dormant. Yeah. It lays dormant. Yeah, until there's an opportunity. There it is. Dan Matthews. Hey, what you doing over there? I have prayed for the president's salvation and for his, yes, because he is a human in need. Amen. And yes, a human in need. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Good stuff. Has been speaking a lot in the, Jeremiah has been speaking a lot in the last couple of days. You mean the Bible, Jeremiah, or you mean our dear friend Jeremiah here? Because if you mean the Bible, Jeremiah, you are absolutely correct. But it could have been, yes. Yeah. The left wing and the right wing belong to the same. Come on, Judy. Yeah, I've heard that said before. That's good. But this is the way you said it. That's good. That's good. Okay. So let's keep praying for you meant the Bible. Okay, Pitts. Let's keep praying for the families. All right. I have no ill will against those who just don't stand with me politically. All right. But I will say I'm praying for Dr. Ben Carson and his family, and I'm praying for the family of Bishop Harry Jackson. I think it's the name of the church is Hope Christian Church, and I think they're out of Maryland. Okay. Now, here are some of the moves that Donald Trump is going to make. No one could stop COVID-19, which is why it was if you think this is worse, get ready. Well, Jeremiah, let me say this to you again. We seem to be buddies today. Never say no one could have stopped it. We could have averted the many deaths. We could have attacked it and went to war against it. Out of his own mouth, his White House chief said, we are not going to go to war against COVID. No. But we're going to go warp speed on a vaccine. Now, that's a problem. Because if I'm sick, whatever my sickness is, when I go to the doctor, my doctor's not going to tell me, all right, I know you got pain. I know you feel discomfort. I see stuff growing all on you, in your hair and your face and all this stuff. Don't worry. I'm going to call down to the pharmacy and see what we can find down the road. Meanwhile, I know you're aching. Just leave and I'll call you later. Right? No, a good doctor will say, let me see if I can relieve you of this pain and this pressure and this agony. And most doctors have something in the office already. Let me give you, sometimes he got it in his coat. Let's see. He'll take this until you can get down a few miles down to the pharmacy. Most hospitals have a pharmacy downstairs. You understand what I'm saying? The doctor is not going to just let you leave there in pain. He's going to at least give you some kind of home remedy. Soak your feet in some hot boiling water. And meanwhile, here's a prescription. Take 2 aspirins, right, and call me in a week. That's not what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump says, die. Because COVID and trying to prevent this from happening is not our issue. We wanted to hit America so that we can find a vaccine later. It's the cart before the horse type thing, all right? So we finally got somebody who, under the same administration, Barack Obama, who had put things in place years ago to prevent or to ward off, because you can't fully prevent, but at least preventive measures. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of what? Cure. So you wish that I still had this man and that party? They're tainted right now. They're messed up in the head. That man literally messed up these congressmen and these governors and these mayors. He messed their minds up. They are afraid. Because when you become the president, you become the leader of that party. We were jacked up for 4 years. We had herpes. New Zealand and Japan stopped it cold, actually. Yep, never forget the president here lied. Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah, I'm now, Jeremiah, don't say nothing else, because then my show goes longer every time you say something. This is, and has left the majority of the country with PTSD. Yeah, one man did all this. So what is his move? What is his next move? All right. Trump prepared all of his people for this day. He did. Months ago, he prepared it. There was talk of a peaceful transfer all the way in January, and he was telling his people, get ready. No matter what the result is, if it doesn't go in my favor, it's fraud. They stole it. You understand? He was preparing them for this a whole 11 months ago. You understand? Now, number 2, Donald Trump is going to continue his rallies. You need to know that. He's going to continue his rallies through the winter months. When we get to the inauguration, I don't know how they're going to do this because there's going to be social distancing, so I don't know how they're going to do the inauguration. And after he leaves office, he's going to continue his rallies. Can somebody tell me why? You understand? Number 3, he will start pardoning people. Now, all presidents pardon when they leave office. Barack Obama pardoned 300 and some people. He might have been the one, him between Clinton and Barack Obama, they pardoned more people than anybody in American history. But Donald Trump is going to pardon certain people. Anybody know who he going to attempt to pardon? Because for those of you think that he just going to go away, I'm sorry. Y'all got the answers right here. He ain't going away. He ain't going away. Yeah. There it is. He needs a supportive base to continue to stop the Yep. He ain't ready. He ain't going away, y'all. Them rallies are coming to your town. Yep. And these are the people that he hate. He can't stand those people. That's why he wasn't shaking no hands. Like before COVID, all right, he out of his own mouth. He do not like those people. He think they're country bumpkin pole white trailer trash. That's the way Donald Trump looks at those people. But they worship him, even though he thinks that they are the scum of the earth. You better believe what I'm saying. That's how dumb. Yeah, he gonna start pardoning folks. Now he has pardoning powers, not unlimited pardoning powers, but he does have it, and it has a lot to do with state and local. All right, now Reuters says here, U.S. President Donald Trump could issue a flurry of pardons during his final days. Trump has granted clemency to supporters before, and most notably earlier this year when he commuted the criminal sentence of Roger Stone. Okay, now they have titles here. The titles is, are there limits on his pardon power? All right, they talk about that, and we kind of know that. I was quite intrigued though with where was it? Let me find it. I was quite intrigued with something. It talked about his limited powers. Then they said the pardon power, which comes from the U.S. Constitution, is one of the broadest available to a president. It's quite broad. The nation's founders saw the pardon power as a way to show mercy to serve the public good. Right. While pardons are typically given to people who have been prosecuted, pardons can cover conduct that has not yet resulted in legal proceedings. Now, pay close attention to this. All right. A pardon is not reviewable by other branches of government, and the president does not have to give reason for issuing this pardon. All right. Stay with me. A pardon wipes out a criminal conviction. A different form of executive clemency, known as commuted, leaves the convicted intact but wipes out the punishment. That's why they do two types of pardonings, okay? A complete pardon and then a commuted one. The complete pardon means we not only get you out of jail, but your record is clean. We purge your records, okay? A commute means you still guilty of that crime, but you served your time, all right? So, but the pardon power is not absolute. Crucially, a pardon only applies to federal crimes. This is very important. That means pardons would not, for example, protect Trump associates from the criminal investigation being conducted by Manhattan District Attorney. And guess what the Manhattan District Attorney's name is? Oh, you would never guess. Let me give you a hint. What do the white evangelicals, especially the prophets, what did they call Donald Trump? What name did they give Donald Trump to justify that God selected him as our savior? Right? And when you put that name in there, that is the name of the Manhattan District Attorney who can't wait. Yeah, who cannot wait. There it is, Bridget Willis. There it is. It's funny to me. It's just hilarious. Cyrus, y'all. That's his name. Cyrus is getting ready to. Oh my God, it's funny. It's so ironic. God has a sense of humor. He has a sense of humor. He cannot pardon himself. He's not been convicted yet. Put it set up to where he doesn't have the power to do so. Now Pitts, wait, there's more. There's more. Okay. Now his name is Cyrus Vance, by the way. Vance probe, which began more than 2 years ago, stemmed from hush money payments that the president, former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen paid before the 2016 election to two women. You remember that? The adult film star, blah, blah, blah. Now, the district attorney has suggested in court filings that the probe is now broader and could focus on potential bank and in tax and insurance fraud, as well as falsifying business records. And it is unclear what stage the investigation is at. No one has been charged with the criminal wrongdoing as of yet. Oh, but Cyrus is coming. Now, then they ask the question, could Trump pardon his family members? Yes, he can. Bill Clinton pardoned everybody in his family. He pardoned his own brother, who was convicted of cocaine possessions. Yeah, Bill Clinton did that. He pardoned 450 people, including a Democratic Party donor, Mark Rich. Some of you don't remember that. All right, he flew the country on tax evasions. It's amazing. All right, now, who else could Trump pardon, they ask? Well, Trump has said he could pardon Michael Flynn, his former national security guy. All right, I'm getting to the good point. I'm getting to the good point. All right, now, can Trump pardon himself? All right, they says this is not a definitive answer to this question. No president has tried it before, so the courts have not weighed in on it. All right, now this, I would love to be a lawyer on this one right here. I would love. Now, some of you probably don't know that I studied law in college at Bethune-Cookman. All right, my major was pre-law. All right, and so I wanted to be a lawyer. I went to school every day with a suit on and a briefcase, and I would go to the law offices and ask some of the young lawyers to help me, allow me to look over their cases. That was me, Sir Walter, back in 1985. All right, so I was very interested in this. So it says, when people ask me if a president can pardon himself, my answer was always, well, he can try, said Brian Colt, a constitutional law professor. All right. The Constitution does not provide a clear answer on this. Many legal experts have said that a self-pardon would be unconstitutional because it violates the basic principles that nobody should be the judge of his or her own case. So you shouldn't be your own lawyer because you have selected a fool as counsel. I was a fool on my own case when I went to court. All right, I was facing jail time, and I told the judge in his face. He said, "You have a lawyer?" I said, "No." He says, "All right, be careful, son." I said, "No, let me be the fool." And then he laughed because he knew what that meant. I said, "I will be the fool," and I came back and I won that case. But you are a fool. All right, so that's what they're saying here as it pertains to trying to free yourself. You're judging. You're the judge in his own case. He says in this view, it was a strong argument. Now, here's what he says next. Trump could try to pardon himself preemptively to cover the possibility of persecution or prosecution after he leaves office. Do y'all hear what he's saying here? So what he should have been doing with this whole COVID thing, the pandemic, when he was getting rid of all of Barack Obama's policies and things that he put in place to protect the United States, Trump was getting rid of those things that he put in place only because Barack Obama put them in there. Those policies in place, those protective mechanisms in place. Trump got rid of those, and which broke down some of the governmental agencies we had in place and committees in place, so that when a pandemic does come, those committees can be ready to attack. Trump got rid of that stuff, which allowed COVID to come in here and wipe out many of my friends. So what they're saying here is Trump could try to pardon himself, he can preempt it to cover the possibility of prosecution after he leaves. So in this case, the pardon's legitimacy might never be tested in court. For a court to rule on the pardon's validity, a federal prosecutor would have to charge Trump with a crime, and then Trump would have to raise the pardon as a defense mechanism. I mean, I'm trying to tell y'all, he gonna try it. As crazy as this has never been done before, he's gonna try it. Get with a prosecutor, get charged with something, and then pardon yourself on something that you haven't done yet, but you think you could. There's a movie, matter of fact, what's the name of that movie? where they were arresting people for a crime that they didn't commit yet, but they were going to commit it because they were able to look into the future. What's the name of that movie, y'all? It wasn't The Boring Thing, was it? Trump will only do what or be doing whatever other. Yeah, true. Ain't nothing. Beverly Williams, that's true. Yeah. The difference is so many around him were in legal problems. Yeah. That's true. The originalists of the Supreme Court should the case come. Yeah, will have. Yep, that's true. I agree with that. You know who the originalist is, y'all. Right now, there's a new one. Donald Trump will not go away, and he is crazy like a fox. He's like the oh man, y'all know the women on here, boy. It's brilliant. They just brilliant. Oh, the lunacy. Yeah, the women on here. That's why we got Biden. That's why 74 million people. That was mostly women, black women at that. Yeah, just brilliant. Well, when black women come together, I keep saying that the sisterhood is broken. The sisterhood is only not broken when they trying to catch a man in a trap. Did I say that out loud? I don't care. The sisterhood is not broken only when they both or all are trying to catch a man in a trap. Ask me how I know. I did that bit a couple years ago. Hello? Oh, hey, babe. How you doing? I'm fine. How you doing, Walter? I'm fine, too. I really enjoyed you last night. Ooh, I enjoyed you, too, last night. You did? What's the best part of last night? Well, it's when you did that. And then you did that. And then when you did that. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Say my name. Walter. And then my other girlfriend was on the other line. It was a three-way, and I didn't know. We were having a on-phone menage a trois. I didn't know I was invited to that party. Also, Walter, you was with Shirley last night. I'm like, hello. You know who this is. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry. We're breaking up. Yeah. Y'all think that's a bit? That actually happened. Yeah, I could tell my stories. Ain't no shame now. I could tell all my stories. When women want to catch you, brothers, they got you. They came together. See, they were fighting before because they found out that I was dating both of them, and and then they said, you know what? Why are we fighting? Yeah. Why are we fighting? Yeah. It makes no sense. See what he doing to us? Yeah. Let's get together. Okay. Let's ask Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. Hey, Mikey. Okay. And they came together and they schemed. They said, let's call this fool on the phone. Where is he? Oh, you know where he is. All right. He in the car. Hello. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Women, when they come together, the sisterhood is still broke. They're still broke. Oh, boy. But when they come together, they unify on behalf of cheating men. I still got the marks to prove it. Because I shouldn't have walked in the room when I should have knew they both were going to be at that party that day. I should have known that. It's right back here. Let me show y'all that. Oh, this is public. I was going to show y'all that mark they left. They left an eternal mark on my back. That's why I know the size of women's heels. I like, oh, that's 6 inches. How you know? Well, I got a tattoo. Let me show. All right, let me stop. Let me stop. I gotta stop. Focus. I used to drive a Ford Focus. And the moral of the story. yeah. But y'all know I hate my best friend, right? Okay, so that's going on. Let me quit because I never told the clock keeper that I wasn't gonna do an hour today. I never told the clock keeper that. She just think we're gonna go all night. So Donald Trump did brag on Operation Warp Speed. He's like, see, we got the vaccine. Pfizer come through. Pfizer was never part of Operation Warp Speed. It's a shame. Now the GSA, y'all know that government agency, right? The GSA. Okay. And the GSA decided now a little known Trump appointee is in charge of handling the transition resources for Biden. It's not official. until the transitional people come together and write him a letter or whatever and say, all right, now you can start working on your team. She ain't budging. She not letting Biden in. This is not a peace. The unpeaceful transfer is already happening. A Trump appointee is refusing to sign a letter allowing President-elect Biden transition team to formally begin his work. In another sign, the incumbent president has not acknowledged the victory. The administrator of the General Services Administration, the low-profile agency in charge of federal buildings, has little known role when a new president is elected to sign paperwork officially turning over millions of dollars, as well as give access to governmental officials, office spaces and agencies, and equipment authorized for the taxpayer-funded transitions team of the winner. That is the rule. It amounts to a formal declaration by the government, the federal government, outside of the media, of the winner and the winner of the president. Okay, the race. That's the way it's supposed to go. But the Sunday evening, almost 36 hours after media outlets projected him a winner, GSA Administrator Emily Murphy had written no such letter. None. She said, I ain't doing it. I'm not going to give it to him. Mr. Trump. It's sad. It's sad. All right. Now, let me end this. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is getting ready to sit in the chair of the most powerful man in the world. Here are some of the things that he can do as the president. He is given power over the executive branch. Checks and balances is the best system we have in the world, all right? It's broke, but yet it fixes some problems, all right? So it's the best we can do. But what can the president do? He make treaties with the approval of the Senate, of course. He can veto bills, sign bills, represent our nation in talks with foreign countries, something that Trump screwed up. He can enforce the laws that Congress passes. He acts as a commander-in-chief during a war. Very important. Trump knows nothing about foreign thing unless he's in love with an autocracy. Let's just say authoritarian. All right, that's a better word because I stumbled on the autocrats. Yeah, that one. It's autonomy. So he called out troops to protect our nation against an attack. Here's the problem. You remember Wag the Dog, Clinton, or Wag the Tail, or Wag the Dog? Which one is it called? That was a movie, right? Monica Lewinsky. Remember that? So to deflect or to cause people to look away, you start a war. Well, you can't really start a war. Well, what was Afghanistan? What was Iraq? Was it declared by Congress? Not that I remember. The United States declared one war that I can remember. There's only one. There are little scuffles going on. That's the problem with the setup that we have with the executive privileges. Wag the dog, yes. Make suggestions about things that should be new laws. So the president can suggest a law. He cannot introduce a law. He can suggest it to, especially if he's got he's dominating in the Senate or in the House of Representatives. He can say, "Listen, Mr. Speaker of the House, if he's over the Speaker, all right, or if he's over the Majority Leader, listen, I got a great idea for a bill, and if the Majority Leader agrees with it, then they can introduce it in the Senate and in Congress. That is, all right. So that's the power that he has. He lead his political party, of course. He entertains foreign guests. He recognizes foreign countries. He grants pardons. He nominates cabinet members and Supreme Court justices and other high officials, but unfortunately, they have to be confirmed. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them have to be confirmed. The Secretary of State must be confirmed. The Supreme Court justice must be confirmed. Some ambassadors must be confirmed. You understand? Biden will be selecting these people, not Supreme Court justices. I think we're done with that for a little while. All right. We do got a couple senior heads there. But as far as the Secretary of State, we don't know who he's going to select, but the Republican ran Senate is going to take him through hell. or her, whoever it is. Trust me on that. I don't care how worthy they are. They're going to hold up the United States. We need a Secretary of State. Talk directly to the people about problems. He represents the best interest of all the people. That's what the president can do. And he can draw up many executive orders, which Biden will be doing. Day one. All right. Day one. Here's something here I got. All right. He's right. Day one. He's refund world health organizations. He's going to rejoin the Paris climate. He says he's going to recommit to NATO. He says he's going to revive nuclear deal with Iran. Okay. You know, a lot of these things he said I'm doing day one. Okay. Bush said this. He says President Trump has the right to request recount and pursue legal challenges. The American people can have confidence that this election was fundamentally fair. Its integrity will be upheld and its outcome is clear. All right. That's from the great George Bush, who put us in 2 wars. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is. Here's another one here. He's going to rejoin the Paris Climate Accord. He's going to recommit to NATO, revive nuclear deal with Iran. All right. These are all of the things that he did. Well, his boss did the Obama years. Now, these are all the things that the president can do. What he cannot do is make laws. I said that earlier. He cannot declare war, although we were in a couple wars undeclared. He cannot decide how federal money will be spent. Who holds the purse? The House of Representatives. It is ran by the Democrats. It's been ran by the Democrats for a couple of years, and I think it will continue. They are the purse holders. They have the checkbooks. It's very important. Understand? So those of you who are looking after the poor and the needy and the destitute and what have you financially, you better be glad that the Republicans, the Democrats that is, and this president hold the purse. You better be glad. All right? He cannot interpret the law. That is not his job of the president. All right? He's bad at it. And he cannot choose cabinet members or Supreme Court justices without the Senate approval. That's the power that's willed in the hands of Joe Biden as he getting ready to sit down. Now, I will say, I'm going to predict, prophesy. I don't know what I'm doing right here, but I believe that we're going to see a Franklin Delano Roosevelt New Deal 2.0. Why? Because this is pain over process. It's not about the process. It's about the pain and the Civil War and the agony. And the agony of defeat. All right, all these things that you hear. All right, we will see a lot of these. He's going to come as a Superman, and you'll see a lot of New Deal type things coming out of that White House. You understand? I believe that Biden will attempt to make vaccines mandatory. He's going to attempt that. He's going to attempt to make vaccines mandatory. All right. So for those of you who are saying you will not get that first shot, he's going to attempt. Mark my words. Number 3, I believe that Biden will be teased a lot because of his Freudian slips and many of his misspokes. And he's just an elderly man. He's a senior citizen, and his brain doesn't click like you want it to click. So I believe that the person who's actually going to be running the nation is not so much going to be Biden. No president really runs the nation, although I believe Trump ran the nation more than anybody because the way it's been dysfunctioned, that was coming from Trump. All right. But I believe that Biden will have advisors who's going to help him. And I believe that Harris, the vice president, will be doing presidential duties. Mark my words on this. Because Biden will slip up. He's going to say some things that's going to get him in trouble. Fox News are going to find everything they can find, every breath he take, every move he make. They'll be watching him. You understand what I'm saying? There is a division within the party itself. You'll see it. You'll see it soon enough. All right. So pray for his mind. Okay. All right. And I think if we keep praying for the man, we'll try to get him for a few years. We don't know what God's going to do. Like I said a couple months ago, we don't know how long he's going to serve. You could just possibly be seeing the next president being a female. This may be the time you've been looking for. Prophets have been prophesying that there's going to be a woman president real soon. I've been hearing about that since the 1990s. There will be a woman president. There will be a woman. There'll be the last pope, and then there'll be, during the time of the last pope, there will be a female president. Well, I never denied that. I never confirmed it either, okay? And we don't know what's going to happen. But I will say that more than likely, getting this woman president may happen through this administration. Because if Sarah Palin had gotten and became a vice president under McCain, then possibly, it could have happened through her. Because the stress of the presidency could have worn him down quicker. The stress of presidency will wear Biden down fast. The way he walks, you could tell he's frail already. All right? So y'all may just be saying Madam President. Not so much because he may die. He just may get too sick. All right? And then he may have to institute the 20th Amendment. I believe it's the 20th. He just can't do his duties. If he don't, someone else will. And y'all just say, Madam Harris, what must I do for you? Listen, let me get out of here. I'm going to play one video. I'm going to play the great John McCain's concession speech in 2008. I enjoyed this man and his work, what he did for our country. All right. And he was teased. He was talked about by this current president right now. And John McCain, in his death, got him back, says, I don't want him coming to the funeral. I don't want him coming. All right. But this man died for this country. He fought for this country, got hurt, was put in captive and held hostage and lost the activities of his limbs because of it. And although, he served in the Republican Party, but it was when he did this, that there was a thumb that was heard around the world. We knew that we had a friend in John McCain. All right. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what party he was on. What he did fair was, and he gave his concession speech. And he said that Barack Obama will be my president. Those times will never happen again. I'm hoping maybe they come back, but you'll never hear that come from this president. So I'm going to play this. It's about 4 minutes long, and I'll end my show with that. I will not be back. I'm going to go eat, y'all, and play in baby girl's hair. All right? I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all for coming around. If you want to give to the cause, there it is. If you learned anything today, Sir Walter Jones, Sirwalterj is right there. And what we do is we just buy more water and give to the poor. All right? And then pay a couple bills. I'm honest. I got to keep the lights on. Huh? I do that through y'all. Y'all pay for these lights and these microphones and stuff like that. All right? I love y'all. This is the great John McCain. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow. We'll talk about part 3. I got some more stuff I'm going to talk about. Okay? This is political week. So it's not normal. Tomorrow. See you then. Love y'all. If you're on YouTube, go ahead. Smash the like button. Do it now. It's about 130 of y'all right now. Smash it. Do it now. Bye.
Thank you for coming here on this beautiful Arizona evening. My friends, we have come to the end of a long journey. The American people have spoken, and they have spoken clearly. A little while ago, I had the honor of calling Senator Barack Obama to congratulate him. Please. To congratulate him on being elected the next president of the country that we both love. In a contest as long and difficult as this campaign has been, his success alone commands my respect for his ability and perseverance. But that he managed to do so by inspiring the hopes of so many millions of Americans who had once wrongly believed that they had little at stake or little influence in the election of an American president is something I deeply admire and commend him for achieving. This is an historic election. and I recognize the special significance it has for African Americans and for the special pride that must be theirs tonight. I've always believed that America offers opportunities to all who have the industry and will to seize it. Senator Obama believes that too. But we both recognize that though we have come a long way from the old injustices that once stained our nation's reputation and denied some Americans the full blessings of American citizenship, the memory of them still had the power to wound. A century ago, President Theodore Roosevelt's invitation of Booker T. Washington to dine at the White House was taken as an outrage in many quarters. America today is a world away from the cruel and prideful bigotry of that time. There is no better evidence of this than the election of an African American to the presidency of the United States. Let there be no reason now. Let there be no reason now for any American to fail to cherish their citizenship in this, the greatest nation on earth. Senator Obama has achieved a great thing for himself and for his country. I applaud him for it and offer him my sincere sympathy that his beloved grandmother did not live to see this day. Though our faith assures us she is at rest in the presence of her Creator, and so very proud of the good man she helped raise. Senator Obama and I have had and argued our differences, and he has prevailed. No doubt many of those differences remain. These are difficult times for our country, and I pledge to him tonight to do all in my power to help him lead us through the many challenges we face. I urge all Americans who supported me to join me in not just congratulating him, but offering our next president our goodwill and earnest effort to find ways to come together, to find the necessary compromises, to bridge our differences, and help restore our prosperity, defend our security in a dangerous world, and leave our children and grandchildren a stronger, better country than we inherited. Whatever our differences, we are fellow Americans. And please believe me when I say, no association has ever meant more to me than that.
Well, goodbye. 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 Enjoy yourself. Goodbye. 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 Bye. Well, goodbye.
Fellas, does it seem like you can't get a good woman? Ladies, wonder why you can't keep a man? Then read The 4 Women That Men Desire, Volume 1, by Sirwalterj to figure out how to break the cycle. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy today.